Okay, here we are. Hi, Jennifer. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm really great, thanks. So we're going live today. Jennifer and I thought we'd talk about something a little bit different. You know, every week I try to do a couple of lives on things around health, things that help people with thyroid issues or autoimmune issues. And sometimes it gets kind of sciencey, like we talk about gut health and food sensitivities and liver detox and all of that. And actually, I'm sure this weekend I'll do something along those lines. But today we thought we would do something different. So Jennifer's on my team. We work together, and we were on our thyroid boot camp call last night. So we're in our third week of an 8-week thyroid boot camp. And we got into this conversation about water. And so, what I want to start with is that most people, I mean, I don't think it's any surprise, right, that water makes up a huge proportion of our cells. You know, a big percentage of our body is water. If you've ever been on any diet, you know, it's always like make sure you drink a ton of water because water is involved in the detoxification process, right? So, clearing the waste products out of your cells, clearing toxins. Water is also involved like in your gut and making sure you go regularly. You have to keep a lot of water in your system, and just staying well hydrated for brain function, for everything, right? So that's not news, that we kind of all know that. But Jennifer actually brought it up in last night's call, and it was so great, Jen, because it's a different perspective on water and how it really impacts our health. So since you brought it up, do you want to like kind of go into it a little bit? And I have some on my screen ready to show when we're ready. But what do you want to say about water?
Right. I think we were really like talking about our intent and how I don't remember if we were talking about the food too, but it was just really like about what is our intent, for what we're doing. And I went into saying how I write the words love on all my food and all my water that I'm using. And I have one here. And not
Mhm.
only is it very
There you go.
beautiful, it's like inspiring, and it just reminds you, the reason for the season every day is, love. It's a high vibe, and it's just going to change you when you focus on that. And so when you look at the pictures, you can see how love, the emotions and the intent of that, and even the thoughts. So it was like, I think it was thoughts and emotions in that direction of the water. Even music, high vibrational music, it was turning water from unorganized molecules into beautiful crystalline structures.
Yeah, so let's talk about that a minute, because people are like, what are you talking about? So we're talking about, as I started, I love the science stuff, and I love to see scientific proof as much as I can. And I definitely recognize that there are plenty of things that we can't see, and I still will accept them. So, but I do love the science part. So what we're talking about in terms of water is a Japanese doctor, Dr. Emoto. He did several studies where he looked at water, and he took water from a basin of water from all the same source. And then he separated the water into different containers, and he looked at the molecules of water under a microscope. So you could see, I'm going to bring these up. Let's see. You could see how the water molecules looked. Let me just see. Chrome tab. Yeah. Okay. So just like here, we can see beautiful, like when we think of snowflakes, or just beautiful, like Jennifer said, organized. So there's a lot of symmetry. There's just a lot of beauty and intricacy, and each one is different in these molecules of water. And so it's a book, The Hidden Messages in Water. So what Dr. Emoto did was he put words, just like Jennifer did on her water bottle. He put and spoke words to the different basins of water. So here, let's see if I'm just trying to look for the biggest. Can you see this, Jen? Like, can you see these words? That's a little bigger. Can you see the words, Jen?
No, I can't see that. I could hardly hear you. That's
Oh.
probably I didn't answer your question before.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I'm sorry.
So, well, over here, hopefully I'll hop back on. Hopefully people can hear me. I don't know. I don't see any comments, but let me go back into that. So if you can't see the words, so what he did was he played music. So sometimes it says Mozart Symphony. Where is that one? I saw that one somewhere. Actually, that's even hard for me to read. But words like love, wisdom, I love you, you're beautiful. So you can see peace. This one says, I love you. You can see the crystals of the water when those kinds of words were spoken to it. Now, the same water source, right? He took one and then he divided it. And what you see is over here, this one says, you disgust me. So I don't know if you can see, Jennifer, you can't see the screen at all? Oh, you're on your phone. Right. Okay. So you disgust me is looks like this. It becomes dark. It becomes, rigid looking, not beautiful. Let's see if I can see. Here's one. You disgust me compared to love and gratitude. Let's see. Here's love, thanks, and prayer. Look how beautiful those crystals are. Okay. And then things like I hate you, you're ugly, any kind of words like that shows crystals that look like. Just trying to find them bigger so that you could see them. They keep showing the disgust me one is really big, but you can see that these uglier crystals really show up with the let me go back in StreamYard. Oh, what happened, Jen? You're gone. You were gone. Did you leave and come back? Oh, I hear you. Okay, good. Thank you, whoever said that. So you were gone, Jen. I couldn't see while I was on there, but I was showing the crystals. So the ones that are beautiful, and as you said, I love the word organized because that also to me relates to our nervous system and our brain and heart coherence. When our brain and our nervous system is calm, we have very organized brainwave patterns that are going to manage the systems of our body, the immune system, the digestive system, right? So when our brain is organized, everything else is affected. When the water inside our cells are organized, when the water molecules are organized, that's going to make a huge difference, right, Jen? So what we were talking about before I went to the slides was that you can greatly impact the quality of the cells and the water that you need for all of your functions. So we talk about having a water filter, right? And that's an actual filter where you're going to pull out chemicals and stuff that's in your water, fluoride. We all recognize, or most of us, I think, at this point recognize how important that is. This is not so visible. There's no lab test to measure love or the flip side, which is shame or guilt or fear. There's no lab test for that. But those thoughts and feelings are changing the molecules of the water, which is impacting your cells, right, Jen?
Yeah, and water it doesn't flow freely. So when it comes into your house through your pipes, they're making right angles. Water doesn't flow in right angles. Water spins in vortexes. So when it does that, it structures itself properly. And so it gets broken in the path to coming into your house too. So
well, that's a really interesting point. So then if it's got toxins and chemicals in it and it's getting broken coming through the pipeline, and then you drink water and you're in an argument with somebody, or even your own thoughts and feelings. Oh, I'm such a loser. I did that again. I never stick with anything. The feelings and thoughts that you may have had since you were at a very young age, maybe what people told you as a young person. So when I created this event, I actually used the word trauma. And trauma can have a really serious connotation to it, like something terrible that happened, maybe a horrible divorce or an assault. But trauma can also be very simple, seemingly harmless things that happen, especially when we're young. You're at school in the schoolyard and somebody says you're ugly or you're stupid. That's trauma. And so when those feelings come in, and it happens to all of us, it's like, I mean, that's life, right? I'm not saying that's not going to happen. But when we sort of incorporate that and have those thoughts and feelings, now we're impacting our nervous system, we're impacting the quality of the cells of the molecules of the water. So what else did you want to say about that, Jen? Anything?
Not that in particular.
Okay. Because I just noticed I can talk a lot because I'm like used to doing this. So I don't want to be doing that if you
I'll
want.
jump in.
Okay. Okay, good. And so what I wanted to share with everybody was we, in my house, we read Dr. Emoto's book. Let me see if I can, I'm going to pull it up again just so you can see it. We read his book years ago.
He was also in that movie, What the Bleep Do We Know?
Oh yeah, What the Bleep Do We Know, which is about quantum physics. But here's several books. Dr. Masaru Emoto, The Hidden Messages in Water, The True Power of Water, The Messages from Water the Messages from Water and the Universe. So it's really just connecting how we are a part of this planet. We are biological organisms, and water is huge. We know even more than food, we can't go without water. The water brings us a lot of not nutrients, but it's critical for our life, right? And if we are disrupting and changing the water, so not only by having toxins and chemicals in our water, but also what we think and feel is changing the water. So this book is like, it's super skinny. I mean, you could really read it in like a night or 2 nights for sure. But let me see here, anger. Okay, so look at this. Can you see this, Jen? Adolf Hitler. It's showing how just putting his name, because his name really relates to, evil and intention that wasn't good. And look how that water changed. You made me sick, will kill you. How that water changed. Heavy metal music. So the music makes a big difference. And then gratitude. Thank you. Right? Saying thank you out loud, having gratitude in your body, having love and appreciation. And over here, we compare Mother Teresa, just putting that label on the water. That's all he did. And then he looked at things under a microscope to see how the crystals and the molecules changed. So putting Mother Teresa, who was really the epitome of love on this planet, of selflessness, how beautiful her water looks compared to Adolf Hitler's. So, yeah, living in a spirit of love and gratitude. Look just how beautiful those crystals are. So, I'm looking to see here if there's any others that we can see really well. Polluted water. Here's one. Polluted water. Let me see. Versus clean filtered water. So here you can see this is the polluted water before prayer. Let me close this. And then polluted water after prayer. So it's showing you, it's showing you how the crystals change. But you can pray over water and change the, stop screen sharing and come back, and actually change how the crystals are. So that's really what we wanted to share with you, the power of your intention, the power of the words that you speak, the power of how you're feeling, and how that, yes, will obviously affect your nervous system, will affect whether you're feeling calmer and relaxed, but it also is going to affect at a very cellular level the water that's making up each part of your cells, and then how well that cell is being hydrated, how well the toxins are being cleared. So Anything else, Jen, before we hop off? It was
Well, just to relate it to Dr. Joe Dispenza, when he
mm,
was doing the meditations and, flooding the body with the frequency of love, I mean, it's the
mhm.
same thing. So, and he's having spontaneous healings in his, work. So if you're, praying over your water, I mean, it sounds like labor intensive, but just to hold that intention, like every time I fill up my water bottle, I just, I give it the word love and I say, I love you. And I give it that intention and I mean it. So
Yeah.
it's just something that you can just do a little thing, one more little thing to make your life better.
Yeah, it's just one thing. Like, why not? Why not do that? If you're going to flood your body, if you're going to say, okay, I'm going to drink 70 ounces of water today, and you're going to flood your body throughout the day with that water, why not make it be the best quality that you can? So filter it and then actually, flood it with the intention of love and good thoughts so that when it comes into your body, I mean, to me, the photography of the crystals, it's worth getting the book from. It's just, just to look at that and look at pages after pages. I was trying to make it be bigger with what I could pull up so you guys could see, and I'm not sure if I really succeeded in that. So maybe I didn't, but it's an easy book to read and it's just fascinating on and as I said, like the power of prayer. So you can see the crystals that looked very damaged and ugly because words were spoken to them that were damaging, and then praying over them changed the crystals, the same exact water. He just looked at it again under a microscope. So yeah, so that was our message today, was like, let's not be so sciencey. Let's go down a little bit of a different path and share some thoughts with you. Listen, I'm always on a healing journey, right? I've struggled with my health all of my adult life. I've had multiple autoimmune conditions, and I am very much all about the science, but I want to know every possible tool. I've got my time here on this earth and I want it to be the best that I can. And so I'm always looking. If I close my mind and think, oh, it's not something I've experienced before, or it's not something I necessarily understand, I might potentially be closing myself off to a whole nother avenue that's going to change my body, myself, my health, my life. And that's not how I'm interested in living. And so when I find something, I want to share it with you all as well, because I'm sure that there are people out there who feel the same way, right? Like, give me every possible tool. Let me check it out. Let me see if it makes sense for me. Let me see if it works for me. So that was our motivation tonight, right? To hop on here and share. Right, Jen?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you do have health issues, if you are struggling, if you are, looking for answers that maybe you haven't found, Jen and I would be happy to speak with you. You can reach us at Organic Health Journey at gmail.com. So my page on Facebook is Organic Health Journey, Organic Health Journey at gmail.com. You could send me an email. Or you could just put some comments in and we'll check it out later. But it's what we do. It's what we're blessed to do, is to make a difference for people. And if you're ready to take on your health in a different way this year, we would love to talk to you. Okay, so on that note, I'm going to spend some time with my son. He leaves next week for college after being home for pretty much the past year. So I'm savoring every minute, and I'm just going to go spend some time with him now. So Jen, thanks for coming on with me to
Have a
just talk
great night.
about yeah, I love that you share that practice that you do. It reminds me that I have my water in a clear glass. I could be doing the same thing. And so now I will. Thanks.
Yeah,
All
and
right.
it
Have a
can
good
be
night.
fancy, you could just put a little piece of scotch tape or something right on there.
Yep, right on there. And just say it and let the water feel it. Okay, my friend. Have a great night, everybody. Thanks for joining in.